Lights, camera, action.
The question is, am I a bad parent? Look, I want my girls to be independent and resilient, and I want them to learn by doing.
Hold your fingers away from the knife like this and saw like that.
What that means is I have to stand back and give them the space to figure things out. And sometimes, inevitably, that means letting them fail. And this is at the heart and centre of how Stephen and I approach raising our girls. So whenever I do a massive globetrotting trip, like 5 back-to-back African horse riding safaris, I want the girls with me and I want Stephen with me. I want the whole entire travelling circus.
I want them to be sharing all those experiences with me. So I want everything, and I generally get everything I want.
But there is a catch. That comes at a cost, a huge cost.
Why you feel like me?
They're really true feelings, I get that.
I'm going to put this on video that I'm never taking my family away on a long trip again. I'm Kate, and this is my wonderful, mad circus of a family. Through my global company, Globetrotting, I get to ride all over the world. Here are my adventures. Even as I am sitting here, I'm not sure whether this story is traumatizing or ecstasy, or a both. Is it a parenting fail, though? You can be the judge. I'd love to hear your comments below, or maybe my children, when they're older, will be the judge of that. Now, this story starts in Kenya. Just imagine I finished a remarkable ride across the Namibia desert with my eldest daughter, Finn. I'll leave a link in the description below for that. And we're in Nairobi. We're waiting for my husband, Stephen, and our 2 younger children to arrive from Australia. Dun, dun, dun.
We're going to the airport to pick up Birdie, Poppy and Dad.
It always feels disjointed to have part of the family missing. I'm a real lost when we're not all together, even though it's incredibly taxing and hard, and it will be. This is where the real work happens, in making sure that guests are still having the once-in-a-lifetime experience that they signed up for, and feeling that their needs emotionally and physically are met from us, while still making sure that the kids also, because I haven't seen the girls for a while, that they feel as if I'm giving them the time. So that's always the hard thing. I've got butterflies in my tummy. I don't know why. So I've just messaged Steve, and he's in there somewhere, and I'm like, how far are you away? And he's just wrote back, too far. Oh dear. I get nervous when there's so much happening at the same time. I'm excited, bursting to see the kids, and I've really missed Stephen, and I'm super worried that he's stressed. I mean, taking 2 little kids on a 30-hour multi-plane journey is hectic and torturous, and he's just done that on his own. And then the flip side of that is making sure I can spend time with my girls while also being a host to my lovely clients. And you can see in that video that Poppy sprints down the ramp and hugs me, and then Birdie is there just feeling incredibly overwhelmed, the poor darling. Ooh, and Stephen, well, he puts on a very, very brave face. He is literally phenomenal. Father, husband, everything.
At the start, I really was excited to get on the plane, but when I knew that we had to go on the plane a lot of times, I didn't like it, and I really missed Mum.
Oh, Papa. It's good we're all together now, though, isn't it?
Reunited.
Yeah. It's tricky travelling a long way, isn't it?
Sometimes I think, why do we do it? Because then I sometimes think it puts undue stress on our family dynamics, on my Marriage, not so. Like, it can though. Like, Steve was really stressed when he came off that plane, and that's not very nice.
The girls were okay until they weren't. But, you know, what do you expect out of a 5 and an 8-year-old? You know, they hit a wall and, yeah, it's pretty hard for them.
There was moments at the hotel where we both were like, this is shit, why do we ever do this? And then there'll be amazing moments where you know, in the vehicle and they see giraffe for the first time, you think, oh, that's great.
No, I don't think they know at the time it's doing them good, and I have asked Finn a few times if this lifestyle or guiding would be something that she'd be interested in. And I think she would from the horse riding point of view, but I think they've maybe missed the bigger picture of the whole travelling thing a bit. But it'll make sense one day, and hopefully make them more resilient, which is what we're all trying to do, right?
And that is the number one thing. Great, big, hairy adventures teach you so much, but they come at a cost. They're challenging. Learning new skills is hard, but having skills makes life better. I mean, it would be so much easier to sit at home and wrap my kids up in cotton wool and only do familiar things. But would they learn anything from that? Would their resilience muscle get flabby? Well, that's what I tell myself anyway. But then I also have to be honest and look back, and some of the most stressful moments of my life with my marriage, with my children, have been on trips where I've taken my children and also had to juggle so many hats of being a guide and a mum and a wife and a business owner.
Worst day ever, worst week ever. We thought COVID was bad. Wow, this takes the cake.
We got a big bonfire in the Globetrotting company, and we're sitting with patchy Wi-Fi on what was supposed to be the most amazing riding holiday. And we're just, fortunately, when you're looking at elephants, all you're thinking about is your emails. And how to take a massive hit on a ride that we launched that we thought would be amazing, and we potentially have to cancel over 80 guests on a ride. Oh, wow. That's still hard for me to look at that footage. You can tell I'm pushing it right down to try and put a brave face on, but I'm like a duck swimming. I am in full meltdown, sick to my stomach. By this stage of the trip, we were staying in the most beautiful lodge in the Okavango Delta in Botswana. We were on horseback, seeing elephants and hippo and swimming the horses. We were having dreamy as sundowners, you know, with the whole Lion King cast. But on the other side of the world, a ride partner new to Globetrotting was really letting us down. To be fully honest, my brain is nowhere in Botswana at the moment at all. My brain is like just ping-ponging from one thing to the next, which is just, you know, really sad, because this is my heartland and my place that I love. But, you know, I'm trying. I really am, but it's really hard. And I'm sure Laura would say the same. It's hard to focus on the beauty here when things are, a bit pear-shaped at home or in the office. Part of me wants to jump on a plane and go home right now, to be really fair. Like, we take the kids and just go home. And also, supposedly, our children have been very disobedient.
Oh, really?
You sound surprised, Nicholas. Our children don't like authority. I wonder who they get that from. I think that we're all just actually exhausted from being... We're probably week 5 or 6 now. Yeah, but thankfully we have lovely clients, but it's just taking a toll. And I'm going to put this on video that I'm never taking my family away on a long trip again.
Controversial.
It's very controversial, but it puts too much strain on our family and our relationships. And it's not fair on the kids, to be fair. So you can see the pressure just builds and builds and builds.
The kids are homesick, they have no routine, and they can be feral and triggering, and that's okay, they're children. But when it collides with a real insurmountable crisis in the business, the stress just adds up. And I do just find myself thinking that maybe it's not worth it. Maybe it's just not worth it.
We only can bring 2 rocks there. Yeah. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, quick move.
I was saying to Nick this morning that I was feeling very melancholy. Buster. Because I sometimes feel like these things, fray our family.
Fray the family.
Like push us all to the brink.
Look, I won't use any language. Yeah. Of course it does. Yeah, of course it does.
But then you have moments like this. Birds.
Bird, would you rather be in Africa or at home?
Africa.
And there it is, a small victory. I'll take it. But it is all of those tiny little memories adding up into a jigsaw of the family together, chatting and hanging out, then looking across the plains and seeing an elephant swishing its tail. I mean, it's been a year since our trip, and I look back and all the amazing, vibrant, coloured memories have floated to the surface. When we went down and saw the Maasai watering all their cattle out of a giant deep well in the ground, and then us helping all the Maasai mamas wash their clothes, that was me and the girls seeing how these wonderful humans live, and then going to a Maasai ceremony that not many people are invited to, and seeing the girls' eyes like literally popping out of their head. This will open up new pathways and perspectives for the girls, and it's the sort of thing that I hope will stick with them for years. And then you have those precious moments of like Poppy driving the Land Cruiser and racing the guests across the Mara Plains, and the girls bug-eyed seeing a lion for the first time, and then covered in mud and climbing mountains and being just so free. This is going to transcend any other problems and issues that we had on that trip. Wouldn't you agree? So, question is, am I a bad parent? What do you think? Will I take my family on another giant adventure again?